At number 9, we have the Willys Jeep. A Willys MB Jeep, that's what. As with the Squim Wagon, the old Willys perhaps isn't the most badass looking military vehicle, but the vital role it played in the Second World War and the influence it had on civilian cars post war means it more than deserves a place here. The Willys company produced almost 360,000, with Ford producing a further 277,000 under license. Ironically, the most iconic vertical slat grille design still used by Jeeps today was actually developed by Ford for its GPW version of the MB. It used fewer materials and was cheaper to manufacture than the welded flat iron items used on the original MBs, promoting Willys to adopt the design. At number 8, we have Humvee. It may retire soon and has already been replaced in some capacities with MRAP vehicles like the Cougar, but its 31 years of service have made it one of the most iconic military vehicles ever built. Well, Arnie helped that a little bit. Over 280,000 have been built, the vast majority of which were scrapped after coming out of service. At number 7, we have BVS 10 Viking. There's something inexplicably cool about twin chassis armored vehicle, and the BVS 10 is a rather fine example. Built by BAE Systems Swedish subsidiary Hägglunds, the Viking consists of a 2.2-meter 5-ton front car and 2.1-meter 3.5-ton rear car. It'll go through pretty much any terrain you stick in front of it and is finally amphibious. At number 6, we have Volvo TP21. If you're going to convert a civilian vehicle for military use, a Volvo is a pretty good starting point, isn't it? Using the PV800 series taxi as a base, Volvo created the TP21, an off-roading military communications vehicle for the Swedish Army Force built from 1953 to 1958. At number 5, we have Cougar 6 into 6. One of the biggest enemies faced by the coalition troops in Iraq and Afghanistan is a hidden one: improvised explosive device or IEDs. The answer to this threat comes in the form of the Cougar, which looks especially monstrous in 6 into 6 form. There are a variation of its servings in the British Army, including the Wolfhound. Part of what makes the Cougar so successful against IEDs is its V-shaped hull, which deflects the force of the explosion away from the vehicle. And successfully it is. See the image above of the striking US Army Cougar. All occupants survived after a 130 to 200 kg IED went off underneath it, and in fact the soldiers in question were back out serving the next day. At number 4, we have HGT Storm SRTV. Sort of like a real life Hello Warthog, the SRTV is designed to be airdropped just outside enemy anti aircraft range, from where it goes behind enemy lines to retrieve crew from shot down aircraft. Sounds like a jollyful, stressful job, but the SRTV has a few things to help make US teams' jobs easier: a 430 horsepower engine to propel a relatively modest 1700 kg vehicle, plus long travel suspension and chunky tires. At number 3, we have Marauder. Thanks no doubt to its appearance on Top Gear a few years ago, the South African built Marauder was a popular choice on the original community thread. Weighing up to 13,000 kg and powered by a 6-cylinder diesel engine, it's a rather good place when the going gets explosive. It has double skin armor to reduce the kinetic energy that can be passed into the cabin when something outside goes bang. It can take an explosion up to the equivalent of 8 kg of TNT under the hull and 14 kg under the welds. which was something that Richard Armour rather successfully demonstrated by trying to blow one up. We wanted to stick. At number 2, we have Volkswagen Skimwagon. It's maybe not the most badass machine here, but how can you not love something with a name that literally translates to swimming car? Over 14,000 of these things were built between 1942 to 1944, with the Type 166 version being crowned the most produced amphibious car ever made. It was widely used by German forces during World War II, where its operators could rely on a propeller which, when lowered, was coupled to the rear mounted 1.1-liter engine. At number 1, we have Fennec. Named after the Fennec Fox, this curiously low and wide looking armored vehicle is in service for both the German and Dutch armies. It can be fitted with a variety of weapons, from a 12.7mm machine gun to rifle spike anti tank missile.